a minute by minute podcast reviewing the 1997 sequel to Jurassic Park, 1 minute at a time. I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And today we're here to discuss minute 27 of Lost World. Dave, how you been?
I'm doing good. Milan Levada is about 50% of the way done with my Bull T-Rex maquette. So I'll post some pictures up on our Facebook page for people who are probably dying to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. It's definitely a nice piece.
Yeah, it is. And other than that, I'm having a Father's Day party this weekend. And so, having a couple people over, having a barbecue, grilling some steaks, putting some shrimps on the... grilling some shrimps.
Nice. Yeah, not a lot happened here. Went camping over the weekend and caught some crayfish here in the local river. And
oh, nice.
Feasted on that. And yeah, for the middle of winter, it's quite warm, which was good.
Mm.
But anyway, before we get into today's minute, we got some news out of Hawaii. They're starting to film there. Filming has started. Vehicles have been seen driving around Kailua Ranch. There's been some video coming out of there of some certain set pieces happening. We're not going to go into details here, but David, they're filming finally in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. And I've seen some pictures, not really spoilerish, but it's just some pictures people have posted around of the set, on locations, and so there's one picture out there, and maybe I'll post it up there, I don't know. It's a picture of, it's just the mountains and the clouds hanging over the mountains, and it looks something really, really like the Lost World. It got me excited.
Yeah, I think I commented, Real News posted that up.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and I was excited. I thought, I hope they're making full use of the atmosphere and that, of the low clouds and the mist on the hills, and it's not just going to be CG rendered in a bright sunny day or something. But
yeah.
No, the island's definitely got some natural beauty, and I hope we get to see a lot of that on film.
Yeah, everybody's talking about how Jurassic World was kind of the Jurassic Park of the new trilogy. So I'm hoping Jurassic Park 5 will be the Lost World of the trilogy, not follow so much in story, but more in tone and cinematography and the way that it's shot and the way they use locations. And so I'm just hoping that we get kind of a more spooky, creepy darkness from the island than we got from Jurassic World.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, definitely want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's been a couple of armoured vehicles seen over there as well. Whether or not they got major parts. We don't know how much is actually happening on island. Whether it's flashbacks, what's going on there. All I say is just be cautious, because we've seen a lot about the Mercedes 6x6 as well, and got barely any of it in the film. So to jump in and call this a air quotes Jurassic vehicle. Yeah, we're not there yet.
I'll be right back, baby, I promise.
Alright, you ready to get on 27?
Yeah, I'm pretty ready.
Alright, let's do it. As we enter the 26th minute of The Lost World, Nick and Eddie are still dumbfounded by what they're seeing in front of them. Malcolm just shakes his head and calls them fruitcakes. As we get into the 27th minute of The Lost World, Sarah rises from the ferns to take further photos of the Stegosaur. At 26 minutes and 4 seconds, the auto rewind on her camera begins to start, startling the baby. Sarah fumbles with the camera, trying to stop it rewinding the film. 26 minutes and 7 seconds, the guys realise she's in danger and leave the security of their log to come and help. 26 minutes and 15 seconds, the third Stegosaur comes in and cuts off a retreat to the guys. Sarah gets up and runs into the clearing. At 26 minutes and 20 seconds, Malcolm tells Eddie to shoot him, but Eddie sees that they're just protecting their baby and lowers his gun. At 26 minutes and 27 seconds, the Stegosaur charges past Sarah, swapping its tail, barely missing her, throwing up a cloud of dust. At 26 minutes and 30 seconds, a second Stegosaur begins to charge Sarah. Sarah turns and sees a fallen log and runs towards it, being chased by a pursuing Stegosaur. At 26 minutes and 37 seconds, Sarah drops down and climbs into the hollow log, just as the Stegosaur arrives beside her, lunging its tail into the log, spikes emerging near Sarah's feet. But she survives. 26 minutes and 50 seconds, Sarah begins to climb out of the log, clearly shaken up by the incident. 26 minutes and 54 seconds, we cut to Eddie and Nick walking through a large redwood forest. Eddie's smiling, wow. And Nick starts to go on about the photos he just took. And this ends the 27th minute of The Lost World. So we start minute 27 with Sarah rising to take another photo of the baby and the auto rewind going off on the camera.
The baby just howling in terror.
Yeah, long gone the days of auto rewind on film cameras.
Yep.
All digital now, you don't have that problem, but yeah, the baby's startled. Sarah starts fumbling around with the camera trying to get it to stop. And then we get the cut back to the guys hiding behind their logs, or Malcolm's, she's in trouble, we'll go help. But then we get, because when we cut back to the guys, it's sort of, they're a good 30 or 40 feet down the stream, and it seems like the parents are the same distance the other way as well. They close in on her pretty quick. And we get the third one come out and block her escape from returning back down the...
Oh yeah, the attack is very quick. It's when you watch it the first time you really watch it, seems a bit more drawn out, but when you actually watch it a couple times in a short period of time, you realize, wow, that's actually a pretty fast attack. It's really just more of just kind of a warning than anything.
Yeah.
They just kind of trap her in that little, on the side of the riverbank there, and then the big one comes out from the brush and charges her and smacks her into or smacks his tail into the log there.
Yeah.
Which that, of course, was a practical effect. That tail, not the stego charging, but the tail smashing into the log. That shot we get of Sarah's reaction of the tail smacking the log was a practical effect. There was a log, and of course, Samuelson Studios did supply the tail.
Yep, rigged up, ready to come burst through. Yeah, you can see there's some of the behind-the-scenes stuff where she ducks down to miss the first swing. There's like padded mats on the ground for her to roll on.
Yeah.
All that stuff, but it's a good little effect with when the first tail swings and you get the big sort of the dust come up as part of the effect of it swinging down low to the ground, just missing her. You've also got something that large moving so fast it has a bit of drag behind it.
Sweeps the dust up from the ground.
Yeah.
And this is another thing I kind of like about how The Lost World uses its environment. It has this kind of contrast between the dryness and the wetness and the dirt, and in the shade you'll have like damp, wet dirt, like the T-Rex later at the end of the game trail sequence when we see the T-Rex footprints and they're just smashed on in the mud.
Yep.
But during the game trail we see the dust flying up all over the place, just like here.
Yep.
I really love that contrast in the way that Lost World uses its environment.
Yeah, well, even in the foliage, like the last minute when the guys are sitting there still amazed at what they're seeing, and Malcolm calls them fruitcakes, you can see there's actually water dripping. Now, whether it just rained on set and that was the issue, or but it's real sort of. You can see it's real humid and the water dripping down, which gives that atmosphere too, because they're still in this creek bed. But because going back to the action scene with Sarah, it only goes for about 25 seconds or 20 seconds in a minute. Very quick. She gets cut off. She runs up onto the clearing, gets charged by one adult, misses. Then a second one comes in and charges, and she sort of turns and sees the log and runs for it. A bit of split minute decision making there, and it saves a life. Yeah.
Now, a line that's in the script, and it's in the movie too, but you can't really hear it because of the Stegosaurus howling, is when the camera whirs, E. Malcolm makes a crack, they hate it when you run out of film.
Oh, I'm glad you can't hear that.
That's really listen for it. Because he says it, but it's kind of drowned out by the noise of everything else.
Yep. I'll have to go back and listen to it again now.
Yeah, but the water dripping, I was actually watching The Lost World last night on TV, and I noticed that for the first time. I noticed the water dripping from the top of the screen.
Mm. Yeah, I think they've got that have some cover over the camera probably, and it's dripping off the front of that, condensation or something.
Mm-hmm. And I also noticed that in the script, there is actually no log. In the script, the Stego's tail slams down into the dirt, and I think that's how it is in the storyboards too.
Oh, okay, and so the spikes go either side of her and don't actually go through her, yep. Well, again, if the ground's that dusty, there's probably not much penetration from the spikes anyway, but it'd be one hell of a lucky dodge to be between the spikes and not be in them.
Yeah.
But I suppose it gives some good scale between her and the spikes as well. Like they're 2 or 3 foot long spikes. Yeah. But we also one thing I noticed when the guys are back at their log watching, Nick's there. If he's got his handy cam out, taking some footage, some distance away. Now, memory serves, the zooms on those cameras weren't particularly good. So he's getting a lot of long off shots. It was before digital zoom. And he's got no tripod, so he's sitting there freehand holding the camera. Which is just interesting because we get in a minute how good the photos were he took, or he's saying how good the footage was, but I don't think it'd be that good. Malcolm tells Eddie to shoot him. And we get that they're just protecting the baby line. In the behind the scenes, the making of, that's delivered a lot. It sounds a lot different, like a lot flatter.
Yeah, and it's so terrible. The B-roll version that you see in the behind the scenes, and it's like they're just protecting the baby.
Yeah,
and it just sounds so terrible.
Yeah, and then I love because Spielberg goes, "Cut, that's it." I'm like, "What? No."
I'm like, no, don't use that version.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's like he's spitting it out, like he's furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the "so am I" too. It's just like he's just reading. It's not. There's no emotion behind him just trying to protect Sarah as well.
In the final cut, that line is a lot more calm and not necessarily underacted, but it's a lot more believable.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's delivering it realistically versus he's just kind of yelling at him, you know?
Yep.
I mean, he's still yelling at him, but he's not, like, furious with him, which is how it comes off in that B-roll.
Yeah, I wonder how if things would be different if that was just a tranquilizer rifle and not a shoot to kill.
Yeah, really.
Which you'd think if they're there to document, okay, that might be the last result if they're in danger. But you'd think they'd have that actual tranquilizer gun so they could sit there and shoot them to calm the situation down a bit. But then you don't know dosages. What's good for them might not be good for the Rex, or raptors.
Yeah. Plus, each animal, just like each human, the metabolism is different. The way it handles tranquilizers is different. Like myself, I will need to take 2 sleeping pills. My dad only needs to take 1. Yep. I will be up at 4 a.m. if I do not take 2 sleeping pills. So that's just how I am.
Yeah, and I suppose we'll get to that when we get to later on with the T-Rex on the boat too. Like they'd be going off the dosage that they'd have for the female T-Rex in Jurassic Park, not the male that we got here. So, which is probably
plus it also has to do with the aggressiveness of the animal.
Yep.
Yeah. Like in the Jurassic World viral side, it says that Stegosaurus isn't very aggressive. But I'm like, have you seen The Lost World? These animals can and will defend themselves if necessary. You know? Yeah,
and that's one thing I was sort of disappointed with Jurassic World. They're just out in the open with trikes and patasaurs just sitting there eating
there's no subtlety to the movie.
Yeah, like there's no packs, there's no herds. They're just sort of all there. It's almost looks like they're just animatronics sitting there, and you can drive between them with your gyrosphere. It's just Yeah. Even later on when in the film when they're kayaking down the river, like you got them coming in the water. There's going to be a trike head button one to get it out of the way, or even when a herd of cattle go down to water to drink, they fight amongst themselves, get out of the way, and that sort of thing. But we just don't see it.
No, and that's the one thing I do love about The Lost World that none of the other movies have really done. It shows that herbivores are dangerous animals and not to be messed with.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Like, water buffalo are extremely aggressive animals in Africa. And hippos actually kill more people than any other animal other than mosquito in Africa.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So, herbivores can be and will be very dangerous animals, and this is something I love about The Lost World. And I've always hoped to maybe get more herbivores that had that kind of cool factor, but also can be dangerous, like maybe a Therizinosaurus in one of the upcoming Jurassic Park movies. No, because they have those giant 3-foot claws.
Yep. Yeah, and because we get it later on too in the camp scene when they release the herbivores. The herbivores destroy the camp. Like
yeah.
It's showing the menace, the danger of the herbivores, but still we get that. Well, they're just protecting their baby. They're not monsters. They're just doing what they do, and we're dumb enough to get in the middle of it. So, no, very good, very good. And Sarah emerges from the log, clearly a bit shaken up. Then we cut to the guys walking back through the redwoods. Bit of a transition, because I don't think we've seen any actual redwoods at the creek. It was sort of too.
No, I think that's pretty much all cedar trees.
Yeah. It was sort of too forested in, but we did have the couple of smaller redwoods lying across the creek for him to jump onto. Eddie's just got a smile on his face, repeating "Wow."
I think that's my reaction to.
Yeah.
That would be my reaction too. I'd just be in complete utter disbelief.
Yep. And Nick's sitting there putting film canisters back in their in their packets, and he's just saying the images are incredible, legendary. Guys shoot half their whole life and never get anything half this good. Well, the photos Sarah were taking were better. Like she was up close taking photos of the baby Stego, yet he was back there.
What he means by that is that, I mean, anybody can go out and take a picture of a lion or a zebra or an antelope or a cow or anything like that. Who the hell has pictures of dinosaurs, really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the first person besides Sarah Harding to actually take pictures of living dinosaurs. So I think it's the content alone that he's impressed with.
Do you reckon there's going to be a collaboration in the credits on the documentary between him and Sarah, or is he going to take full credit?
I'm sure there'll be a collaboration.
Yeah. Because even
depends on whose photos they use, you know?
Yeah, because even once the attack happens, he puts the camera away. Like the whole time he's holding Malcolm back. He's not filming. He's not shooting anything. It's just he's shooting Sarah for touching the baby from 30 or 40 feet away, and like he should have been up there right beside her, getting a profile shot of her touching the baby, just like we'll seen on screen or something. Legendary photos, well, more so for content, not quality.
Yeah.
All right. That's about it. Anything else you want to bring up for minute 27?
I think we're good.
Rightio.
All right, guys. Let's get the hell out of here.
Contact details are on the website, thelostworldminute.com. You can email feedback to thelostworldminute@gmail.com, Facebook, The Lost World Minute, Twitter @The Lost World Minute, and Instagram, The Lost World Minute.
Easy to remember.
Yeah, very easy to remember. Right. David, thank you for joining me for this record.
You're welcome.
And we'll be back. I've been Brad.
I'm Dave.
And we'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
It is absolutely imperative that we work with the Costa Rican Department of Biological Preserves to establish a set of rules for the preservation and isolation of that island. These creatures require our absence to survive, not our help. And if we could only step aside and trust in nature, life will find a way.